What's up, everybody? Welcome to Keeping It Real. I did some cleaning of the geese that we shot yesterday. So I figured I'd do a video and show you guys, how to clean a goose. And a lot of people have asked me, seen some of my cooking on Facebook, kind of asked me what the recipes I use, and so I figured I'm going to do some goose jerky for you guys. Here we have a Canadian goose we shot yesterday in Wisconsin, and so I'm going to teach you guys how to breast out a goose. A couple things that will help: a garbage bag, show you guys how to do it kind of cleanly. Utility scissors would be helpful, and some good knives. This is a good deer cleaning knife, and this is just a good fish fillet knife. So, to kind of make it a little more neat and not as messy, I like to take the goose and I like to put it in a bag, and I kind of work it from in the bag. So we'll throw them in the bag, and we lay them like this. So we'll start kind of like this here, and so we're going to kind of zoom in and let you guys see how I do this. So we got the breast up on the goose. As you can tell, real nice soft. This is what goose down is. A lot of people make jackets out of this. This is what keeps them warm. And so we start off by putting the bag around it, keep it nice and neat. And first thing you want to do is you want to find the breastbone. Breastbone's right here, so you can kind of feel it. That's where I kind of like to make my incision to peel off the feather and to peel off the skin. So I kind of start by getting a little feather off a little bit, and I can feel the breastbone right here. Take my knife and I make a little incision right here. All right. Then what you do is you want to stick your hand in there and get in between the skin and the meat, and it just kind of peels off. You'll see this, it comes off clean like this, and just kind of take your time. You don't have to rush it. So as you can see, I'm peeling the skin and the hair or the feather off completely. That way I don't have to feather the geese or the goose. You can see this goose has some good fat that protects it from the cold weather. So you kind of get your finger in there, just kind of slowly work around the skin and expose the breast meat. So if you get a little trouble, you can kind of cut it a little bit. So you just kind of want to rip that skin out. Okay. So the other thing I want to do is, I believe in using as much as possible of the animal. Try not to let it go to waste. We hunt. We want to respect the animal. It's given up its life for us to eat. So I try not to waste, as much as possible. And so the breast is really good meat, but I also like to get the legs and the thigh right here, and we'll kind of work on that. So what I want to do is, this is kind of gross, but see the web feet here? I like to break the joint right here. So if you just break the joint, you can take utility scissors, just throw that in the bag. Take the other leg right there at that joint, Just crack it. My wife is making faces at me while I'm doing this. She's a little bit grossed out, but she's a trooper for doing this video. Cut that. So now you got 2 legs that have been cut off. And what I want to do is I want to expose that leg away from the fat and the feather. So if you can just kind of keep peeling, you'll get that leg out. And you can also take the sharp knife, what I did with the other knife, there it is, and just kind of cut around the meat. There you go. And now we got the leg exposed. So now we want to come in and kind of break that joint right in here. And what I like to do is I just kind of take my knife and come around and cut that out. You want to break that joint in there. There you go. See how that joint is exposed? Then you want to just kind of come around and careful not to cut your hand. You see the joint, the 2 joints that you just busted? Cut right around that. And you have a nice leg. As you can tell, these legs have a lot of tendons in them. All right, so what I like to do is, with these legs, I was taught is, you put them in a pressure cooker, cook them or a crock pot, and you want to cook it all day, or a pressure cooker. You get a lot of tendons in here. It makes a great, like a pulled pork with the goose leg. So you got a goose leg here, put that there, and we'll take the leg out of this guy. Keep peeling. And it's easier if you just kind of cut the skin here. That way you can expose this part a little bit easier. Let's cut this a little bit more. There you go. So now we got this whole breast and thigh exposed. I still come in here, cut this out a little bit. Again, we kind of crack this part in there. And this you got a whole leg here, and all you got to do is just kind of clean this up, pull the skin out. You can, when you can kind of finish this off and kind of just clean it up. So now we're going to go to the breast. This is probably one of the easiest things. If you ever carve a turkey, you'll be able to understand where the breast is. You got 2 big breasts, and this is their breastbone. So what you want to do is you want to take a nice fillet knife and just kind of come right down the breastbone, right next to it. The back of it is going to shallow out. So you want to kind of come here and then angle your knife to come out. And then what you're going to do is just kind of feel the bone and just kind of carve right through the bone, right next to the bone here. And just keep carving And you know, the first time you do it, you'll probably waste a little bit of meat, but no big deal. As you do a little bit more, you'll clean it up a little bit more. Get to here. And just carve it out like that. And you got a piece of awesome, awesome breast of a nice goose. And that is a great piece of meat right there. So we're gonna lay that over here. We're gonna work on this side. Again, we're gonna come right by the breastbone, come down. This is the shallow part, so it's gonna come, the breastbone kind of comes out. You'll feel like a breastplate right here. So just angle your knife away and just gonna come right by the bone. And just kind of come around it. Just take your time. You don't have to cut it like a sharp knife. All you gotta do is kind of slit it through and it'll just cut like through butter. So you get around here, get a little bit of meat. See the fat? Just come around the fat a little bit. Another nice piece of breast meat. And what you want to do is when you come back in your kitchen, you can rinse it off and kind of take off the feathers. And as you can tell, we did a pretty good job of shooting this. None of the breasts have been really impacted. Sometimes you'll see the bleeding if the BB shots went through and you want to take that out, but this was shot pretty well. No BBs in here. So here you go. You have two nice legs and two nice breasts. And with the bag, as I showed you guys, take the feather, pick up a little bit, and all you gotta do is just package it up. And what I like to do is I like to do one bird per bag. That way, you're not making any mess. All you gotta do is tie it up now and throw this away. You don't make as much of a mess in your garage or in your kitchen as you would if you just laid a bird out on a table and did it. So we're gonna put this to the side. And so some of you guys have asked me how I do jerky. I prefer kind of a sweet and spicy taste. My wife and I have always kind of like a sweet flavor. So mine is more of like a teriyaki base. I use soy sauce, water, garlic powder. What else do I have in here? A little bit of honey, brown sugar, cayenne pepper, a lot of black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper. And also like some liquid smoke. So what I would start probably is get a bowl, put a couple cups of soy sauce in there, put a couple cups of water, and then put brown sugar in and dissolve it. Keep adding the brown sugar to like a flavor of a sweetness you like. And then after you taste it, you like that sweetness. Some people like it sweeter, some people don't like it as sweet. So this is all your preference. As soon as you get it to the sweetness you like, start adding the black pepper, the garlic powder, the cayenne pepper to your, what you like in terms of spicy. And then I would just put it in here and marinate it overnight and then put it in your dehydrator. So what I like to do is I like to take the breast meat. And after you wash it, for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna show it to you guys here. What you wanna do is, I like to cut it this way. So I make thin strips like that. I kind of cut it at an angle and you get nice thin strips of goose breasts. So you take your fillet knife, cut it into thin strips like this, just like that. Now you have nice thin strips of goose breasts. Do one more. and that is deliciousness. So I would just throw it in the marinade it for overnight at least, and then put it in your dehydrator, or some people do it in the oven, whatever you would like. So I hope this helps you guys. I know a lot of you guys have asked me how to cook certain things, and I'm gonna try to do a little more videos and more recipes for you guys. But as you can tell, we had a good harvest. You know, please try not to waste your animal that you shoot. You know, I love, one of the greatest things about hunting is I love to eat what, you know, we harvest and shoot. So be respectful of the animal and enjoy the meat. And thank you for joining us on here and Keep It Real. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. There'll be a lot more content with hunting and fishing. And thank you again for just supporting the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great day.